Welcome back, konnichiwa, herzlich willkommen. So my friends, update here on Novavax, tickers NVAX, aka the Bill Gates stock. Bill Gates is or was invested here, has been invested here, and yeah, we have here a very huge short squeeze potential. I already predicted here one of the short squeezes in 2024 on my channel, where Novavax had this massive rip here in total of more than 500%. I will give you now here an updated chart analysis and will let you know a lot of background information which you need to know here about Novavax. Everything what I say here is of course just based on the technicals and not financial advice. Yo guys, $9.32 is here a very important price level for Novavax. Why? Because we see that there are some squeeze trigger price levels that Novavax starts to run as soon as certain price levels break. This is simply what algo's doing. If you think that a human create these kind of price actions, guys, I have a different opinion and also different experience. I'm trading since many years, and I understood that the market is based on algos, and Novavax is a highly shorted stock. So don't think that you can just invest here. Even there are very good news. I never care about news, guys. I check the chart, and that's why I give you here my opinion based on the chart and what do I think could and should happen next to Novavax. So first we have to talk about the technical situation in the background. Novavax is a highly shorted stock. That means we have here a short interest of 25% of the float. This is incredibly high. So the short sellers which are behind here shorting the stock, they want to kill this company, or at least want to force a bankruptcy or a much lower price than $9.32. But the short sellers burned themselves a little bit. Not really, but I show you what happened here, because the highest short interest in fact of shares which we ever had for Novavax was 54 million shares. So that was the peak here. You can also see that was in February 2024, where we had a short interest of 52% of the float. 52% of the float has been shorted. I mentioned already a couple of times during that. Released a lot of videos on Novavax and said we will see here a short squeeze coming, and this is, guys, a real short squeeze. Usually we have a lot of algo squeezes in the market. I always try to predict short squeezes here. By the way, if you don't know my channel, just last week we had this short squeeze here. I posted one of my swing trade alerts on Patreon, and then just a couple of hours ago in the pre-market this ticker squeezed 187% as I predicted, and then again one of my hot stocks squeezed last week 160%, also in the calculated squeeze date range. Exactly then, one day after we entered this zone, we had our short squeeze. So it is very possible to predict squeezes in the market. If you want to see this stuff, guys, I release here every Sunday my so-called hot stocks, very popular short squeeze stocks, my personal finest selection here, and my members, you can see that here, made already a lot of profits on that. Even of course there is no guarantee, but if you want to see this content, guys, you can join in here our trading community. The most popular membership which I have is the full package membership here on Patreon. You get a lot of benefits here when you join in. We're growing every day, guys, and if you also want to become a part of that, you can click here the info icon in the corner to get access to this Patreon member link, guys. So let's talk about Novavax. So the squeeze was, or the peak of the short interest was 54 million shares. The float at that time was 104 million shares. The actual situation is that the float has been increased by 40%. So we have now here 143 million shares, but the short interest is just 36 million shares. So you can see that that has been a short squeeze. The short sellers got burned. Otherwise you don't see this kind of price actions. As we know, the peak was here in February, and that's why I say, guys, even this is something similar to a short squeeze, the reaction of that, or the purpose of that, the short sellers forced the price to come that low. So we even had the lowest price which we had back in January 2020. Then Novavax squeezed from $3.50 to $333, guys. That is absolute crazy. I mean, this is a 10x move here, and then you can see we came all the way back down. And then the short seller said, okay, $3 is enough. We close our short positions. And because they closed 15 million shares in short positions, that was one of the reasons why Novavax squeezed like that. But as I said, that was technically very visible, and I predicted that already back here in March, April 2024. So what is the actual situation, guys? This is my chart and nothing changed here. If you have seen my previous videos, you know that I always stick here to my trading strategies. I never change or adjust the charts. I move the lines. It's not necessary to do that. So we had this trend channel pattern here for Novavax, and I said this was the first attempt to squeeze out, and that bottom here, which we have at $3.90, this is something here like a very important squeeze trigger price level, is in favor for the bulls. And in favor for the bears, guys, I call this the make it or break it price level is $9.62, guys. Yeah, we're trading now at $9.32. This blue line here in the chart is triggering a short squeeze for Novavax or not, which means when the price is trading above that, we have a high potential to see a short squeeze. And when the market makers manage to bring the price below that with volume, of course, you always need volume if you want to force a short squeeze, but we can see that the market makers try everything to bring the price below. So the absolute worst case is, guys, in my opinion, we have here this green liquidity zone in the chart, which is here between $8.42 and $7. If Novavax should fall below $7, there is a very, very high potential, guys, that we come back to $5 and lower. Unfortunately, yeah, this is the bear case, that the market makers are too strong, and they will, if they are too strong and take over, don't forget we have here a high short interest of 25%, then Novavax will come lower to $5, $4.55 or even lower. That's why you have to work here always with a stop loss. Yeah, it's your decision, your due diligence. Yeah, I cannot give any financial advices, but I would never recommend to just hold a stock and hope for a squeeze. That makes just no sense. If they dilute the stock or even perform reverse stock splits, which is of course not necessary here for the actual setup, but as I said, guys, this is just hopium to hold a stock and hope for a squeeze. However, guys, yeah, we had our let's call it a bull flag. So we had this 550% squeeze. Now we're trading here in this kind of bull flag pattern, and that means, or a descending wedge or a descending trend channel pattern. And for now we can see that the yellow trend line here in the chart, yeah, beside the price ranges which we have, is in control of the squeeze. So every time when Novavax tried to squeeze out of this trend channel line here, we get rejected, and the highest point of this line today is around $10.34. And this is exactly why the short sellers now try to bring the price below $9.62, because we can zoom out for a second. Every time when Novavax comes with volume over $9.62, we have here massive squeeze. Yeah, here was a shakeout. We came back with a squeeze. It looks like nothing in the chart, but even this last attempt here was already a price action of more than 50%. And we can see that here as well, that the market makers desperately, also the bearish market makers desperately try to keep the price below that line here, because this is a very, very significant short squeeze trigger zone. And that was also the beginning here of the end after the huge short squeeze in 2020. Here you can see they tried here again one more time to bring the price below. Let me zoom in here for you guys that you can see that here. Squeeze attempt, they came back, and then as soon as the support was confirmed here with a gap up, sayonara, hell got unleashed, and then we started to squeeze, guys. So that means, in my opinion, yeah, Novavax has still a very high short squeeze chance. We have the chance to see here a short squeeze, especially if the short sellers would be forced to cover some of their positions here. That would bring a huge trigger here, and based on the actual price, we can make a very quick, very quick, yeah, this is not a beautiful retracement, but I give you here a retracement very quick now based on the chart. So yeah, at least $32, guys, at least $32 is possible here for the next squeeze run for Novavax. We have the open gaps here at $25 and $30. So if we see a squeeze, at least $32 is what I would expect, but also we have open gaps at $56. There is one next squeeze trigger price level at $65. This is not to hype you up, but Novavax has the potential to go very violent to the upside. And as soon as we leave this trend channel pattern here, guys, we have a very high squeeze potential. However, yeah, we have to respect the chart. We also have here open gaps to the downside. So keep that in mind, as I said before. If we leave here $7, guys, if we leave this here with one red candle and cannot recover in the next 2 trading days, I would definitely work with a stop loss and buy in later here when we come to $4.56 or lower, because we also have the open gaps here in the chart which we need to fill. Yeah, When I say we need to fill that, then the chance is about 90%. And as I said before, even we squeezed here from $3 to $330, we came back all the way to close the open gaps here. That was back, as I said, in 2020 here. We had all these open gaps. I will switch off the drawings one more time, guys, yeah. And you can see all the open gaps here have been filled before we saw the next short squeeze for Novavax, guys, yeah. So that's why make your own due diligence here, but the potential is there. It looks quite good, the technical setup here, but as I said, a price below $7 would kill the momentum. That is very dangerous here. But I will, of course, update you here on Novavax. And yeah, guys, if you want to copy here my price levels, very important, yeah. If you want to copy here the price levels from my chart, you can see all the lines and the scale here. This is everything based on TradingView. This is the chart program what I use for all my videos and all my trades. And if you want to learn trading or become a trader by yourself in 2025, you need a very good chart program. I use that here every time, guys, since many years. That's why I can recommend that. I'm not sponsored by TradingView, but I can offer you here a $15 discount link on the premium tier. When you click the info icon here in the corner, you get access to Patreon and to the TradingView discount link. Guys, that was the update. I hope that was helpful for you. If you don't want to miss any updates on Novavax or my other short squeeze stocks, then please hit the like and subscribe button right now. I thank you so much for your time. I appreciate your support and see you in the next video. Arigatou gozaimasu, vielen Dank, alles Gute und bis zum nächsten Video. Take care. Bye bye, guys.